Welcome back, family. My name is Ashley, and this is Worth the Read, where we talk about books that are worth your time reading. Hi! I haven't seen you guys or talked to you guys in a while. Life, that's the only excuse I have. And also, I really haven't found a book that has pulled me in the way I like to be pulled in. I've started reading a couple books, and they were just like, oh. So I put them down, and it takes me forever to finish a book that I'm like, on. So I really haven't read anything recently that was worth talking about or completing. And that's the purpose of this channel. I am not going to bring you books that I feel like isn't worth talking about or spending your time to read. Life update, I've been busy. Work, full-time, part-time, 2 businesses. I've been in the process of developing my Worth the Read website. And with all that said, I really don't use that as an excuse to why I haven't been doing videos. I just haven't been in the mood to talk a lot lately. And that feeling is kind of washing over me, and I'm ready to hit the track running. So let's get into it. Today is a quick book haul. These books were collected from the last couple of months from multiple places, so it's not like my Dollar Tree book haul, which I will be doing soon, or a book outlet book haul. These are just random books I picked up in my travels this summer, and let's talk about them. I had to stop by Target to pick up all the places we would go for my goddaughter's high school graduation gift, and every time I go to Target's book section, I go there with the distinct instructions in mind not to start looking for books. I went to go get the single book, but of course, I don't listen to myself, and I start looking at other books. Then I stumble across The Babysitter's Club. Now, if you're an 80s baby, I was born in the 80s, early 90s, you remember The Babysitter's Club. They're a book series for young readers. I wouldn't even say they're YA. They're like preteen. I guess you consider them YA. No, preteen books. There's a collection, I think of like over 100 something books. And I was one of the teens that collected the books and read them. I loved The Babysitter's Club. And then they made a Babysitter's Club movie. Then it was a Babysitter's Club TV series. They were classic books. Okay, if I read them now, I don't know if I would love them. Now that I think about it, it was a lack of diversity in them, but they were good books to read as a young girl. So when I was in Target, I noticed there was a Babysitter's Club series, but graphic novels. I think this is genius. I saw them, and they had 4 of the books. I grabbed 2 because books, you buy books, you realize that, you just want to get every book you see, and then you get to the register and you're like $60, $70, $80 worth of books. And it's just like, that was not in the budget for today, Ashley. So, I only bought 2 of them. I do plan on getting the rest of the collection. I believe I tried to purchase the first one, which is this one, and the second one, but they didn't have it, and so I selected the first one and the 8th one in the series. So these are the 2 books. They look more diverse as far as the artwork is concerned. They're beautifully colored, full color graphic novels. I am looking forward to reading this. I have not read a Babysitter's Club book probably since I was 14 years old. Not gonna tell you how old I am now, but since I was 14. So when I saw these, I saw they were graphic novels, and the first person I thought about was my niece. I was like, I wonder if she reads Babysitter's Club, or does she even know the big phenomenon Babysitter's Club was? It was Sweet Valley High, Babysitter's Club, and Goosebumps. Like, those were the 3 book series phenomenons when I was younger, So I've read mostly all of the 3-book series. I recently started collecting the Goosebumps books again because I was a Goosebumps fan. The Babysitter's Club Sleep Valley High was cute, but again, to be frank, they were white kids going through white kids problems, and I didn't relate to that. So Goosebumps books were supposed to be horror books. They were more entertaining to me, so I gravitated to those. But when I saw these, and then I saw the diversity and the color of the characters on the graphic novel, I was very pleased to see that. So, if you did not know, the Babysitters Club is being redone in graphic novel form. Pick it up if you find one. Gift it to a young lady or a gentleman or whomever. This next novel, I couldn't remember if I hauled it in my last video because the video was so long ago. So if I did and you're seeing this again, I apologize. If I didn't, this is the first time. That's Monster by Walter D. Myers. Now this book is very popular on the reading list, summer reading list, curriculum for education. Now, I did not have to read this in school. I think this book came out like 99, 2000. I had just left middle school, high school. We were not reading it. We didn't get this on our must-read list. But I remember my brother having to read it when he was in middle school. And I always wanted to read it, but because of the topic, is one of those books that's hard to read, especially if you're a person of color and have known or been in any interaction with police and the justice system. It's really hard to read sometimes those kind of books because they hit close to home. But my brother read it and he loved it and he was just like, yes, actually read it. And then I've known for years that they've been trying to make this into a screenplay, and not a screenplay, a movie, because the book is written like a screenplay. So when I saw that they finally accomplished the goal of turning this into a movie, I said, okay, now I finally have to read this book. I'm looking forward to reading it. I know it's going to take me a while to read it. Again, I'm an emotional reader. When things are uncomfortable, I have to stop and take myself out of the situation. So I know it's going to take me a while to read it, but I plan on reading it this summer and enjoying it. Great reviews. I would suggest this book if I was still working at my summer camp. I would have my boys especially. This next book I purchased on Audible because I tend to forget about my Audible account. I don't forget about it because I see the monthly charges every month, but my Audible credits stack up because I prefer to physically touch my books versus listening to them. I do enjoy Audible when I'm busy and I can get things done and listen, but I'm a tangible person when it comes to my books. So I purchased this one because Audible was having a sale, 2 books for 1 credit, and I decided why not. I am currently in a binge-a-thon of Elementary. It was a CBS, I believe, TV series. I loved it when it was, if you don't know, it's about Sherlock Holmes and Watson. It's more modern day. He's still British from London and he lives in New York, and Watson was played by Lucy Liu. I loved the series when it was on, but I think I stopped watching the series when it was in the 4th season, I believe. So they went to 7 seasons, so I'm in the midst of binging that. So when I saw this book on Audible, 2 for 1, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm in this mood. Sherlock Holmes. I've always loved Sherlock Holmes and all the series. So the complete series of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Doyle, is a book that I'm looking forward to listening to. Let's put it like that. This next book is a book I purchased because I saw an interview by this woman, and I was just so floored by the amount of things people can accomplish in a lifetime. And it just seems like some people have more than 24 hours in a day, And when I am inspired by powerful women who flourish in multiple fields of interest, I was very intrigued. And that book is While Justice Sleeps by Stacey Abrams. Yes, the same Stacey Abrams who's an American politician, who's a lawyer, who's a voters' rights advocate in Georgia. She ran for Georgia governor. And when I found out that she was an author, I was just like, clearly I'm not doing enough in life. And I should step my game up. So I've been working towards that. This is a political thriller. This is not her first book. So the fact that this is not her first book and she writes to kind of escape her life as a politician and a voters' rights advocate, but she still writes about political things, I thought was, okay, this is genius. You know, you can write with your outcomes, or you have so much experience in this field that you should be able to create a pretty entertaining novel. And we will see. I am looking forward to reading this book. Again, I'm very inspired by women who realize that they can do it all. Period. The last book I selected because it was an Oprah Book Club pick. I've tried to read an Oprah Book Club book before. It was boring. I can't even tell you the name of the book. I don't remember it. So I never finished it. And that was many years ago. I think even when Oprah's show was still on. But when I saw this one, I said, okay, I'll give it a try. It's The Sweetness of Water by Nathan Harris. This is a young Afro-American author. This book takes place in the time right after the Emancipation Proclamation, where it was announced that slaves were now free. And we're down south. And how it went is different Army generals, Navy people would come to town and just say to different plantations, and basically say, okay, you're free. You don't have to be a slave anymore. Slavery is illegal. Peace out. Like, all right, figure out life. So you had all these humans that realized they were no longer property. And what was next? So this is the time immediately after that. These two young brothers are, I believe, in North Carolina, and they're free. And they're trying to figure out what's the next steps. What do I do? I've lived on this plantation my whole life. I don't know where my family is because we've been separated and scattered across the country. If they're still alive, I don't have any money. It's not like they were giving slaves, retirement packages or compensation or stimulus checks to get their life started. They were just free. And then what do we do next? So this is a story from what was described to me. This was a story about these two brothers. And I said, okay, this is interesting. This is not a topic that many people talk about. As we know right now, some lawmakers, Texas, are literally trying to erase the fact that slavery even existed in the United States, or they don't want to be taught or learned about for some reason. And, wise people say if you do not learn about your past, and then you're deemed to repeat it. So I don't know what's going on in Texas. I'm telling you, I don't plan on going to Texas anytime soon, and I will not spend money in Texas till they get their stuff together. But, who cares about my little coins? So I'm looking forward to reading this book. We'll see how it goes. Again, Oprah's book picks, are sometimes a little above me. As you all know, I read for entertainment. I am not I don't want to say that. I'm not a deep reader. I'm not reading for some psychological, physiological gain or aspect or depth. I'm reading to entertain myself. I enjoy reading. I love reading books. So sometimes I think her book selections are a little boring, just to be totally honest. But we'll see how this one is. Again, The Sweetness of Water. And that is it, guys. That is my quick book haul. I will be coming to you on a more regular basis. I promise. I need to answer some emails that I've kind of ignored. I know it's horrible. But my worth to read emails I'll be getting to. I have some books from publishers that I need to read. I'm back. I'm currently reading The Sweetness of Water, which is the last book I just told you about. Let me know what you guys are reading, what's new, what's interesting in this booktube world that I've been neglecting so horribly. We're doing good in Philly. Everybody is still safe. I was fortunately have been blessed not to have lost anyone in my immediate circle due to COVID. I have been vaccinated. If you have not, that's your business. But I made sure I was, because I work with children, teaching swim lessons, and from time to time lifeguard when my job is short. So I'm with people who you cannot wear face masks in any aquatic area because you're in water and it's not safe. If you go under, you have something on your face. Doesn't make sense. So I didn't want to expose myself to anything unnecessarily. So I have been vaccinated. This variant is kind of, keep our fingers crossed, guys. Just please get vaccinated. Nobody wants to be shut down again. Now, to the point, I am not comfortable not wearing a mask outside. I wear a mask when I go out. I have yet to go to like a club. I do plan on going to an event in DC in the next coming weeks, but I will be wearing a mask the whole time, even if I'm the only one going. I am going traveling out of the country soon. Again, I'll be wearing a mask because that's just what I want to do. But let's keep our fingers crossed that we don't have to lock down again. This Delta variant is kind of scary. It's like we're starting all over. We've come so far just to go backwards. I'm sorry. That's the whole nother rant. This is worth the read. Everybody have a good time. Peace out from Philly. Like, comment, subscribe. I always forget to say that. Peace out.